Hello, guys and gals, animal friends, and spirit pals. Welcome or welcome back to the Spirit Whisperer channel. Hi guys, it's October 28th, 9 o'clock p.m. here in the big city of Frankfurt. Sorry, I just washed my hair and I can't do a thing with it. I washed it in green water. And then I was drying it and all these spiders fell out of the towel. I must be sweet as sugar because they just don't want to leave. So I thought, since I got my spiders, I'd do a little tarot tickling tonight and read on some of those old creepy crawlies that are creeping and crawling around the Republican Party. Yes, the Republican, as in public hairs. All right, so, I know you guys are gluttons for punishment, and I thought you might want to come along for the fun and frolic and spiders. So, let's get right down to beeswax. I'd like to read on that old creep. Creeper Rick Scott. I feel okay about calling him that because he's creepy. Creepy, creepy creeper. I saw that he suddenly decided he needed to say he loved Puerto Ricans after the nastiness that happened at Madison Square Garden. Luckily, Trump is his own worst enemy. At least I think. So, Rick Scott, how are you doing? I know that you're trying to hold on to your Senate seat. He's a senator there in Florida, and we'd like to see how that's going. Now, he's running against Debbie, something in the middle, M. Powell. People with three names get on my nerves. All right. So how's it going there, Mr. Prick Scott? Let's see how things are going. But he's been so pro the marmalade, nonstop. So I don't know how many friends he's got going there in Florida. So there's a few cards I'm going to look at. We pulled, but I'm going to pull just a couple more from my TV series deck. That's this one. It's all beat up, but I still like it. And the first deck I used is called the Jack-o'-lantern deck, in case you're wondering. You guys know I always use more than one deck, sometimes quite the many. So when you leave me a comment and you go, which deck was that? I'm like, okay. Which one did you mean? Jelly bean. Jelly beans and candy corns. The time has come. For the unicorns. Let's see here. Little Justice. Looks like it's rearing its beautiful head. So, this is interesting because, I can't hardly read on the election these here days unless women feature heavily in the reads. So, I think I'll pull a card or two on her too, on Debbie. But I think women card. This is the strength card. But look at this. So there's a woman there, of course, is normal. But then also that tree behind them is a woman. So it was interesting. But the strength is coming from women. You know, they're growing. She's even got a woman on her shoulder there. That it's a strong woman's vote in Florida. And I think that vote looks like it might send him sailing along on the bottom of the beautiful briny sea. He could be off if the women have their way. And they make their dreams come true, which is getting rid of misogyny in the state of Florida. Stars. It's also voting for the United States and for the country. You know, that star card, it's like voting for our rights, our freedoms, and our rights. And I think he might end up feeling a little sad and lonely after the election. Let's look at this card a little carefuler. Oh, he's got the constellation of a skeleton looking over him. I'm going to say he's created some rather gnarly karma for himself. And none of those cards, now I know he got the star card there and the strength, but those don't seem to be talking about him. That's talking about the vote. Now, when I went to the TV series, I get the woman star card yet again. So it's just doubling down on the same thing, you know. Women making a difference. They like in this card, their vote gives them the balance, gives them the lead. They have the most vote. Women figure into this whole shebang, and in Florida as well. He's also he's done a lot of crap, and he's like anti-climate change and all that stuff. So, pro everything Trump. So, there's a question about his loyalty, his fairness, his sense of justice and truth. That's being called into question. And he's been being looked at more, with more scrutiny than ever before. He's kind of put himself out here in front to be judged, and he has been. And then just one more card here is the 3 women dancing and singing, drinking in the street. Actually, it's 4 women. The 4th one's like taking pictures and putting it online. What does that say up there? Does it say anything? It's so hard to get it to focus. Focus. Yeah. So, I don't know. Don't look that good for him. What about, I'm just going to pull 3 quick cards for Debbie Powell, just to see what they say for her energy. Debbie Powell, how about her in the upcoming election? The Democratic opponent to Senator Rick Scott. My cards are stuck and they won't come apart. What's happening? Well, she's getting... Give me one more card, please. Because this election is so much about free will choice, and it's really about the voters, the actual people casting the votes. So if ever you thought your vote didn't count, this ain't the time. But she gets this judgment and justice card too. So the voters, a lot of them are focused on truth and judgment. Like, who can we trust? We need some justice for the people here. It ain't happening. This judgment might be judging the old way and looking for a new way. You know, rising up with a new way. And so, you know, we're still rocking back and forth. Got the stars out back there, a little kitty cat in the front. Two of Pentacles. So I don't, you know, any win is going to be hard fought. Then she gets a Page of Cups on the bottom, which could mean being handed the Senate in Florida. And there's a fish. But we'll see. I'm going to give Ricky a little small prick, a couple of these year cards, and see if they add a flavor, a taste, a little add-on for Rick. Yep. Well, I think he's worried about it. He gets, please show, anxiety. He's chewing his nails. He's biting his nails. He's a little anxious about this. He's worried. He wasn't, but now he is. He also gets a big old mushroom cloud. He's afraid he's going to bomb. It's going to bomb. It's a big explosion. He might have to try a little bit of under the table mixing to help him win. So he might mix in a little cheating to help. He's kind of lost control of the people. Maybe lost, this controller's not plugged in. So they might be ready to unplug him, toss him out. So all that looks like not great for him. So we'll wait and see. Something to look forward to. All right, then I wanted to look at, speaking of creepy crawlers in very red areas, let's look at Ted Cruz and Colin Allred. So for this, I'm going to use these cards. I'm going to use the Pulp Tarot. So first, let's pull a couple of cards for Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz in Texas. So he is pretty sure that he's got it all wrapped up. He lives in a delicious red world. This card is red as red can be. And he thinks it's his world and he's going to keep it. However, surprise, he's been having to defend himself a lot more than he thought he would. So, he tries to act like he's all cool and calm, and that, he's a faithful follower of the King of Pentacles, the Trumpster, but he's having to defend that an awful lot now, especially when it comes to women, right? He's got one hanging onto his leg. He's losing her, and he thinks he's Mr. Calm and Cool as the Knight of Pentacles doing the King's bidding, but there's an awful lot of wands coming at him. And then what's behind the wands? The Four of Cups. The women in Texas aren't having it either. They're saying you can keep your fruit punch, your Kool-Aid. We ain't having it. It's not for us. Keep it, you sucker. So the Four of Cups, sad women, upset women, not looking at you women, not taking the offer, not even looking at it. Women are going to be a problem for the Cruister as well, because we couldn't keep them down. They came out again. Three of Cups, women dancing, singing, drinking. It ain't that punch. It's their own female punch. So I keep getting these women, Three of Cups, happy, joyful time. And, that's what that card means. And most of the time it is female energy. But it's female energy on purpose in these readings. So that looked very good. Now, of course, he got this Knight of Pentacles, which might not be a bad card, except that, to me, it's just talking about his allegiance to the King of Pentacles. And that's kind of his downfall. That's what it seems to me. Let me pull a couple of these little suckers for him, too. I don't know. Texas is going to try to go blue, but they're going to fight it. I think it might even look blue, but they're going to try to discount votes and stuff. Pan was talking about in that talk, if I remember, that there would be a couple states where people voted and they're going to be really teed off that somebody's trying to discount their votes or change them or something like that. And I get that pretty strong with Texas, but we'll see. Okay. These cards are fun. Well, they double down on that. Alrighty. So, when we talk about the election for him, who's him? Ted Crewster. First card he gets is, uh-oh, it's a surprise for his poor old brain. It's going to blow his brain open. I don't know. I don't feel like a great surprise. That feels like ticking down a ticking time bomb. Surprise! Boom! He also gets cigarette butts being dumped out. So, Out with the trash. Out with the ashes. Out with the old. These old butts. Out with this old butt. We see you for who you are. Bullshit artist. Look at this. A bucket of bullshit on display. Delicious. And we take that bullshit and we flush it down the garbage disposal. Garbage disposal. We are looking for a comfort pet. We're looking for comfort, joy, love, loyalty, truth, and you ain't it. So that didn't look great for him, did it? These cards are weird. They're called the... Oh, shoot. I'm not going to remember the name of it. I want to say the Real Tarot. But anyway, they're interesting. If anybody out there likes them, I have a few extra decks that I'm going to give away. So let me know if any of you guys like these cards. All right. Let's pull a couple cards on his opponent. Colin Allred in Florida. Hey, Colin. How are things going for you? I mean in Texas. I said Florida. Excuse me. What the heck? Texas, Texas, Texas. Hey, did you guys see the orbs last time when Pan started channeling? I meant to tell you in that video, like just before I started the video, I did a little quiet prayer to the orbs, because it's me, and I invited them to join in and show themselves on the video, if they'd like to. And then I meant to say that to you guys when I started in the introduction, but then I forgot, and then like a few showed up. So, they're always welcome here, little orbs. You're always welcome to show yourself. Ooh, that gave me goosebumps. Alrighty. So now we're looking at Colin Allred. Whoops. These beautiful gloves make it hard to shuffle. To shuffle off to Buffalo. Well, he's been working hard. There's that. He's sowed a lot of seeds that have come, they've grown and come to fruition. Okay, great. So I pulled 4 cards for him. First one is, of the 2, guess who's got the women's vote? Colin. So there's the 9 of pumpkins, 9 of pentacles. Could you please let them see the card, you little piece of... There you go. The 9 of pentacles. Well, it says pumpkins in here, but it's pentacles. Trust me. Rest assured, feeling comfortable, and abundant. Like their votes go to him. Not the Trump-loving, right-taking other guy. And like I said, so he gets this 4 of pentacles, 4 pumpkins. But that's like planting seeds right at home, right where he lives, right there in Texas. And he's been hard at work, and he's getting results from that. Just from going door to door, or whatever it is. We get temperance with a woman and a cat, adding to the stew. So again, like I say, I can't read on these without women showing up strong in all the readings. So, the women bringing balance and peace to the election are on Colin's side. And then his final outcome card is the Sun. So That's a big old yes, as in he might just pull it out and win. Now I got awful positive reads on those. Of course, I do have rose-colored glasses most of the time. Now tonight they're green, but usually they're rose. But I just asked the cards to please be honest with me. Don't treat me with kid gloves. I'm a big boy / girl. I can take it. Sure. I'm a childless cat lady man. But I'm tough. All right, let's look at one more before I end this fine howdy do. Let's see. How's that early vote going? Let's look at that and see how that might be. Oh, not those cards. No, Mark, not those. Let's see how the early vote is going. And then I'm going to put us to bed with that one. The early vote. How's that going? The early mail-in, and is it just, 50-50? Like, that's all they ever tell us on television. It never changes. It's always 50-50. No matter what happens. The great flood could come and wash us all out. Half of us, but it would still be 50-50. All right, let's see here. How's that early voter looking? Early voting and an early vote. Okay, early vote. Some people are voting early because they're like us. They're hoping to save the universe, to save America, and vote for good and right and love. So, like, here's this guy. He's on his knees praying to the wands, to the spirit body, saying, please, let these votes count. I'm putting my vote in early so that we don't have to, the more votes we put in, the less we have to defend the votes, is what this feels like. So that's motivating more people to vote. They just feel like the more votes, the better. Some are still asleep like they always are. They're too deep in the dark to go vote early. So, there are those that these don't feel like they're people that are going to vote later. They just feel like they're not going to vote. They're just so unconcerned. Or maybe there's some of those people that Trump's told not to vote, that he don't need their votes. So they're just going, oh, it don't matter, we're going to steal it. I can just nap instead of voting. What the heck? There we go. I'll just take a nap instead. But then when I talk about the early voting, looks like it's on women's behalf because they get the 9 of Pentacles again. Also, I think a lot of women are coming out to vote. There's all those votes. There's some male votes too. See that bird coming in? So, female vote. A lot of early female vote or early votes for female rights. And if that didn't... if that wasn't enough, I think these both cards came out like a couple times already. The Three of Cups. Women coming out in unison to vote. Early, late, all the time. They'll be everywhere. An abundance of them. Women and men who support women, right? So when this women thing comes up, it's about women's rights and those who believe in them and support them. So that also includes quite a few men. Lots of men. So, But it is about female power and divine feminine and, returning and rising. So the cards, keep referencing that with women. All right, well, I hope that was fun. It was a little different. But, I was just wanting to see if maybe these spiders would get off of me if I did something else for a few minutes. But I guess no luck. They're obviously going to sleep with me and my dogs and cats. So I hope you guys are doing good. I put my Kamala Harris sign up in my yard. Ready to vote. I can't vote early until October 31st. I'm chomping at the bit and twiddling my bits. Okay, guys, I do love you so very much, and I hope you believe me because I am being sincere, honest, and true. Until next time, I love you.